I'm Drew Smith. I'm CEO of Jubilee Services, which is a nonprofit in North City that's Christian-based, and we focus on helping build men of God in that community.
My name is Antoine Whitney, and soon to be married. My fiance by the name is Quiana Wright, and we have 3 beautiful children, Jalen, Taylor, and Aaron.
A real defining moment for me was the first time I took a trip to Mexico to build a home for a deserving, poor Mexican family. Pretty shortly after that, I began engaging with Green Tree Church to participate in Homes of Hope, our yearly mission trip to Tijuana to build homes for the poor. And to hear a mother say, as we gave her the keys, that because of you, my children will never have to sleep outside again. Another mother say, now when it rains, it only rains on the outside. Now those are all material changes, but what change occurred in me was to realize if I step up, God can leverage me to leverage others.
Growing up and going to Kirkwood schools and county schools, I used to just fantasize when I used to be on the school bus going to Kirkwood School right down the street, North Middle. Dang, I want my mom and my dad to be coming out here dropping me off. But instead, it was just my mom dropping me off. Never a dad, never a father. I really didn't know my father. I just heard his name. I saw him like twice out of, I want to say like 38 years. I saw him twice. From the age of 13 all the way until 30, I sold drugs. And it wasn't until around the age of 18, 19, when I experienced my brother being murdered, that devastated my world. It bothers me today because I was the one that introduced him to the drug game. It made me feel like I'm the one that was responsible. And I always ask myself, what could he have been if I didn't introduce him to the street light?
The last place on this planet I thought I could have any impact was in my own city. But it finally dawned on me that maybe I should try. And so I engaged with Jubilee Church in North City. We put a team together and said, how can we impact this community? And we took the approach of what assets exist here that aren't being utilized. And what we saw is the underutilization of men in that community.
September 22nd was the day I'll never forget, 2006. I was sentenced to federal prison. And it wasn't until when I got into prison that I said, God, I want something different for my life. I want something better. So throughout this entire 6-year, 2-month prison incarceration, I made my time valuable. I obtained 40 certifications. I became well known amongst the guards and the high elite staff as a problem solver, as a thinker, being a spokesperson for people that didn't have a voice to speak, breaking up riots that's about to happen, race wars. And that's when I really knew that I was called to be a leader. I just prayed. I said, God, at the end of my prison sentence, I said, when I go home, let me make an impact in the world. Let me do what you called me to do, what you created me for. When I came home from prison, I got connected to Jubilee Services, where I met Andrew Smith and Andy Crumsick, in which I was taken through a rigorous training course where I learned the skills necessary, not just to get a job, but to keep and maintain that job.
Antoine's an example of what can happen for folks that really have a desire to change. He was a leader the first year, been developing the skills to lead others, so he's been running a crew for 2 years.
I've been with Jubilee since 2012, and I'm working on my 3rd year. And I just say, God, this is what I asked for. I didn't ask for a job, I asked for a career. And that's what Jubilee is. I'm not talking about a job career, I'm talking about a spiritual career.
So when people ask me, what can a suburban church do to support your work? My answer to that is, we need people that can help build a relationship with the men we work with. We need tradesmen who would be interested in perhaps running one of our crews to teach people how to learn a respectable skill. We need teachers who can help us build a really effective teaching program that can reach into these guys' lives in a way that they can relate to and understand.
As I look to the future, I don't see the whole picture. I'm getting bits and pieces as I go along each day. I want to be a mentor. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to travel the world. I want to go to the hoods, the ghettos around the world. And I want to show them that if God can do it for me, little old me in St. Louis, Missouri, he can do it for you in Dubai. He can do it to you in Africa. He can do it to you in Australia. And that's what I have a heart for. I have a heart to see men lives impacted and changed, because my life has been drastically impacted. My life has been drastically changed. My life has been a model. I mean, and I have to say it, I'm a poster child for success. Success of what God can do in a man, with a man, through a man, and for a man. And I live that.